Favorite book for how to organize my life? There's way too many books out there these days, so when people go to the library, people search Amazon, they're just flustered, they get this paradox of choice going on. The paradox of choice says that the more options there are, the less likely you are to choose anything. And when you do choose something, if you do choose something after all, you're gonna be less satisfied with that. So even if you did get a book on how to organize your life, you may not feel that this was the book. So you've gotta ignore the fact that there are billions and billions of books out there and just say, hey, you know what, I'm gonna take someone's recommendation, I'm gonna go dive deep right into it. So the one book I would recommend for getting your life in order would be The Compound Effect. Check out The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. Listen to it on audiobook 2 or 3 times, read it through 2 or 3 times, go through it with a highlighter, and take action on what the book says, and share with people in your life what you learn from it. You learn the most, you learn the best, you drive home the points the deepest when you teach them to others. So The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, fantastic book. Second best book, these two go hand in hand together. If you put these two books together, man, it's like your life's gonna take off like a rocket, man, and you're just gonna get so much done, and it's gonna be no fuss. It's not gonna be like a struggle to get stuff done. The second book is called Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. That book's just about, you know, getting up early and getting it done before the day gets going. So Miracle Morning, you combine that with The Compound Effect, and that's the recipe for success. Seriously, check those 2 books out.
It's a bit dark, me in bed. I was pretty keen on coming to Thailand. What do you spend roughly on accommodation and food each week? Just roughly.
I get asked that a lot. How much I spend on food, how much I spend on accommodation, and how do I go about getting flights? Check this out. This is how you go about getting flights. You go to Kayak, you get the app on your phone, Kayak app or kayak.com, and you search for flights from wherever you are to Bangkok. And then you take a connecting flight from Bangkok to Chiang Mai for like 20 bucks, but we'll get into that in 1 sec. So first, you go to Kayak, you search all these different airlines and see who is the best price for flying from wherever you are to Bangkok. Then, let's say it's Air Canada. You go to aircanada.com and you see if you can get the price better on the actual website. Well, oftentimes, Kayak will say it's like $1,000 bucks, but then you go to Air Canada, you can actually get it for like 900 bucks. So use Kayak to just filter out the cheapest, and then go to that website, whichever is the cheapest, and get it even cheaper from the actual airline itself, instead of buying it from Kayak directly. Now, once you get your flight to Bangkok, then you use AirAsia. You either download the app or go to airasia.com and you buy a $20, $15, $25 flight from Bangkok to Chiang Mai. That's the cheapest way of going about it. It's way more expensive if you buy a flight from like LA to Chiang Mai or New York to Chiang Mai. It's much cheaper to go to Bangkok first and then buying a $20 flight to Chiang Mai. The layover from Bangkok to Chiang Mai may be an hour or 2, but yeah, you should be able to figure it out there. So that's how you go about getting your flight. Once you're here, accommodations can range from about $3 US to $30 US per night. So from $3 US to $30 per night, depends what you want to spend. I got friends here spending, you know, 60 bucks a night, but they're living lavishly and they're only here for a couple weeks. But totally unnecessary to spend $60 a night here. You can get by for $3 a night. When I first got to Bangkok, our rooms were like $2, $3 a night. Chloe and I were staying around Bangkok. It's super, super cheap. Chiang Mai, even cheaper than Bangkok, so yeah, you can get places for $2, $1 even. But you don't really want to stay in those places. They're pretty, yeah. No, you might as well spend the money on a nice accommodation, which can cost you anywhere from $10 to $20 a night. $10 to $20 a night, you're getting a nice place. My place personally here is $15 a night. Most places in town about $15 a night, or approximately 500 baht. 500 baht is the Thai currency. So try looking for a place between 300 and 700 baht and you're gonna have a nice place, no problem. Where do I recommend staying? I recommend staying close to Doi Suthep. If you're staying close to Doi Suthep, you're gonna be close to the 700 Stadium, you're gonna be close to the mountains and the trails, you're gonna be close to Maya Mall, which is a fantastic mall. You're gonna be close to the fruit market, it's 15 minutes away from the fruit market. You're gonna be close to the city and yet far away enough that you're near the forest. So yeah, I recommend staying near Doi Suthep, as close as you can as near Doi Suthep, or as close as you can at near Maya Mall. So that's my personal recommendation for the accommodation. And as far as fruit goes, how much I spend on fruit, well, I'd say about 15 bucks. 15 bucks a day on fruit. I eat a lot, you know, I go through 4,000 calories a day and I'm not just eating bananas. If I wanted to eat just bananas, I could get by on 5 bucks a day, or less. I could get by on $3, $4 a day on just bananas. Even less, man. You can buy a big rack of bananas for 3 bucks. That means you can get by on bananas for like $1 or $2 a day. But I don't want to live on just bananas. I'd rather eat a whole bunch of coconuts. The coconuts are a bit more expensive than most things. Coconut is typically about 22 baht, which in Canadian it's about near almost $1 per coconut, about 80 cents or 90 cents or something. So yeah, I like to eat about 10 coconuts a day, have maybe 5 or 10 bananas a day, and maybe 5 dragon fruits a day. That's what I've been having lately. 5 dragon fruits, 5 or 10 bananas, and 10 coconuts, including the meat. And that cost me about 15 bucks a day. So that's what I spend on food. That's $15 US or $15 Canadian, roughly. So that's what you can expect to spend on food as well if you're training as much as I do. I go through about 4,000 calories a day. A lot of girls I know here, they go 2,000 calories a day. So you take $15, divide it in half, you get $7.50. That's how much you could be spending on food if you're a 2,000 calorie a day kind of person. But yeah, if you're a raw till 4 vegan, man, you get by on so cheap because after 4 o'clock you can eat all the rice you want, and rice is basically free food, man. Rice is so cheap. You can go to restaurants and get a big rice bowl for like $1, like super cheap. That's what the people have been saying. So yeah, super cheap. And then the other expense, if you don't have a bike, then you're gonna be using a taxi to get around places, or these things called songtaos, these red trucks. Those can typically be anywhere from 20 baht to 200 baht depending where you're going and how long you're going for, but you can always bargain those guys down at least 10 baht. You might as well, if they say it's 50 baht, say 40 baht and I'll go, and then they'll typically do it. But yeah, so don't be afraid to bargain while you're here either. You can even bargain for fruit at the market. You can bargain for lower price at your accommodation. You just can't bargain, I don't think, for the plane ticket. So yeah, have fun with that.